Hey, it's Michael Saul, but everybody calls me Tiny, and this video is, will we be Putin on new highs this week? This is stock market analysis for the week of July 16th, 2018. If you would like to receive inter-week updates from me, go to www.attackthemarkets.com, put in your first name, your best email address, follow the instructions, confirm that it's you that put in your information, and you will be on the distribution list. If you would like to join the Facebook group, www.facebook.com/groups/attackthemarkets, answer 3 simple questions, and you're in the Facebook group. If you would like to never miss a video, I don't even know if that's good English, hit the subscribe tab and then the bell, and you will be notified when I put a new video up. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment if you like what you're hearing. So, what a wonderfully comedic title to this video, right? Will we be Putin on new highs? All right. So, the news is our president, or at least my president, and yours too if you're in the United States. I shouldn't really assume that. But if you're in the United States, our president, President Trump, is meeting with Russia's President Putin. And they're in Helsinki, and the market is right at a key decision point, at least the S&P 500. So, do I think any bad news is going to come out of this meeting between the two? Come on. I mean, we'll call it what you want, media manipulation, or what. I really don't think anything bad is coming out of this meeting, or anything's going to be perceived to be bad out of this meeting. All right, and I think we're going to move to new highs, but I have to, and I don't know if it's going to happen this week. I just think that what I said was going to happen in last week's video came to fruition, which was we came up just shy of these last highs. We pulled back, and then we made a first push through. Now, 2 scenarios that can happen here. This is a fake out and we dip down again, or we just start grinding higher. Could we go up in, really nice, broad candle, big candle movement? Yeah, but that's the least likely scenario. And if we do turn from here and pull back, I don't think it's a big correction. I don't think it's a big pullback. I don't think it's the start of a bear market. I think it's just not ready to go. I think it pauses again like it did here, which was only really a one-dayer. And then I think this time maybe it's multiple days. And then I think we push through. I do not see any reason for the market to not hit new highs. Dow also, even though the Dow is lagging, Russell already was there back in June. It pulled back. It did put in a lower high. This might be a problem, but I doubt it. It looks to me like it's coiled up. I'd love to see something that looks like this on the S&P. See, I'd like to see more than just one day down. I'd like to see a couple of days down. It winds up and then busts through. But the Russell still looks okay. Here's the mid caps. They did hit a new high before starting to pull back, and the NASDAQ is at new highs, actually. But, I don't like these narrow range candles at new highs. That says maybe we're going to pull back. So coupled with the NASDAQ being at new highs with this small candle and the S&P just probing above resistance, maybe we are due for a pullback here. I don't have enough, though, to time a short signal here. All right, I think it's fighting the trend. I think we're going to new highs here across all the indices. And like I said, the Qs are already there. The mid caps were just there. I think the Dow and the S&P and the Russell, of course, is the closest. So I think that probably goes first, and then the S&P, and then the Dow brings up the rear. Okay, let's go over the sectors real quick. It's not going to be a long video right here. The semiconductors are still lagging, and the NASDAQ is up at highs. Why? Well, you got stocks like Amazon, just broke out of its coil/triangle and just keeps going. Here's Apple, which is not at new highs, but also not acting bad. Here's Alphabet, up at new highs again. Spinning top up here, so that could cause a little bit of a pullback, but it's not a short signal in my opinion. Netflix with a lower high and not a nice day on Monday, down 4.25%. So we want to see, is Netflix going to start feeling the heat of competition as other companies decide to copy them? And I don't know. Right now, I don't see a short here. I see a nice rising trend line. I see rising trend line, rising moving averages. It's a strong trend here. Okay, how about the Zuckerbook? Yeah, right at new highs, and then also a small narrow candle closed below the open. Maybe this one's set for a pullback like this too. All right, semiconductors. We talked about, let's see, KLA Tinker. Yeah, just not really acting so hot right here. Nvidia sitting right on its 50-day moving average. Intel trying to creep up to its 50-day moving average. So not getting a lot of really strong semiconductor stocks, which is kind of why which is why, sorry, the semiconductors, right, they barely held the 200-day moving average. If they bust through, I mean, it could bring weakness overall, okay, to the NASDAQ. Here's the banks. So the banks popped up to the 50-day and the 200-day, and they turned back down. Here's Bank of America, Citigroup, JP Morgan, just all not acting great here. Again, right now, you could definitely call this a downtrend, right? From January, you could call it a downtrend, but you also got to be careful here because the squeezes, they come in bursts. I mean, look at this one. You're trying to get short in here, and then boom, it's up, 4 points in your face, and that's a big move for a stock like Citigroup. Okay, so just something to pay attention to. Here's the XBD, the broker-dealer. Right, sitting right on its 200-day moving average. What do I always say about this? This is what's known as a key decision area. It's not going to stay here very long. It's going to move one way or the other from here. Which way do I think? I think it has a shot of breaking down, but again, it's on the 200-day moving average. It's been over the 200-day moving average for looks like now a couple of years. So just because what I think, I still got to wait for confirmation. Here's Goldman, not acted so hot. Here's Morgan, not acted so hot. You got Interactive Brokers, was acting well, not acting well anymore, under the 200-day moving average. This is one I would be watching if the broker-dealer index does break down out of the 200-day for a potential little coil break to the downside. Maybe it goes down to the 55 area. That's not a bad move for a stock like this. Caterpillar, okay, yeah, it came out of its little coil to the upside. John Deere, similar move initially, but now look right back down at the lows. So if this breaks down below, what is it? What is this level here? 130, 732. Look for a test of these lows down here at 131 and a half. The biotechs, yeah, biotech's still acting well. Okay, they're still acting well. Here's Amgen. Looks like Amgen wants to come up and possibly test its highs on the year. Here's Biogen. Here's Genzyme. Well, no, not Genzyme. Sorry about that. Gilead. There is no Genzyme. Here's Gilead, which is got over its 200-day. Now it's setting up for its next move. I love moves like this because once we're over the 200-day or once we're right under the 200-day and then we start to coil, now I want to see which way we release from here. Okay? Bonds. Yep, bonds look like they want to try to get higher too. If they can get over 123, look for a test up to 125. Here's oil. Yeah, oil, I think, needs a couple of days to try to figure out. Remember what I said last week on an email on this? Yeah, there is a seasonal high around the July 4th holiday. It doesn't mean that it's in stone that the high in oil is always around July 4th. It's just a seasonal high. I like to use them as background indications. And gold, yeah, just continuing to act crappily. There was this little non-committal candle on Friday. Maybe it gets a little W bounce here. But if it were to break down from here, look for a test down here to the 114.80 number. So let's review. I think we're going to new all-time highs. I think that only positive could come out of this meeting. Of course, I don't know. Maybe something negative comes out. Okay. But right now, we did probe above previous resistance. And the Qs, that's the NASDAQ, that did have a narrow range candle at new highs. So perhaps we're going to get a pullback first. I don't think the pullback lasts. I don't think it's a shorting signal right here. And I think the next setup is going to be a long setup to watch for the S&P to go up to new highs. Questions, tiny@attackthemarkets.com. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you like what you heard. And don't forget to join the email list if you want intra-week updates. I will talk to you next week's video or during the week in the updates.